Good morning, Yankees Nation. This is Ken, and you are here with the ugly truth. Going to start out with a short review of yesterday's game and have some questions, some injury updates, and going to bring people up to talk on the open panel, see what your feelings, your thoughts, how you think we are doing this season, and what moves you think we need to make. Last night's game featured Clark Schmidt going up against Gavin Williams. Obviously, it wasn't a great result. The Yankees lost 6-4. For me, the Yankees were never truly in the game whatsoever. The score looks close, but we scored very late in the game with a couple of two-run shots in the seventh inning. The way the Yankees played reminded me of last season's team. Clark Schmidt was on the bump. He only lasted 4 innings. Gave up 7 hits, had 3 walks, gave up 2 home runs, back-to-back jacks to Jose Ramirez, the Yankee killer, and Manzardo. I can't remember what his first name. The plus side on Clark's outing is that he managed to strike out seven batters. Before I move on, I forgot to give a shout out to the people that are here. We have CT Cards, John the Beagle Dad, Jonathan, of course, Jason Castudio, and Dev Finch joining in. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you being here. Make comments, and we'll try to answer them, and I will drop the link for the open panel here in a sec. Last night, the Yankees had runners on base all night long. We had 10 hits, got 3 walks, so 13 base runners. The boys had one double and 2 home runs. Generally, you think that's a formula for scoring 5 to 6 runs and possibly a win for the team. The things that I saw is that the team is moving in a trend where we're relying on the long ball too much. We had 12 strikeouts from our hitters out of the 27 outs. So that's damn near a 45% strikeout rate. Unacceptable. We hit into 2 double plays. I call them rally killers. We were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So basically, our situational hitting was garbage. We cannot sustain this throughout the season and expect any long-term success, especially going into the postseason. A lot of people were hoping that Clark Schmidt was going to come back and be able to steady the boat. See John the Beagle Dad hopping in and FJ. Morning, both y'all. I don't feel myself comfortable trying to rely on the home run ball. Frankly, we don't really have a team that's built that way. It's not sustainable. I am going to drop the link. So anyone wanting to come up, please feel free to do so. Opinions are welcome, and your thoughts are welcome just as well. I see Jonathan hopping up, so we will bring Jonathan on board. Welcome, Jonathan. I know you got 10 minutes, so.
Yeah. I agree exactly what you said. Yesterday, all the players were trying to pull the ball. No one was waiting for a pitch. They didn't work the count. And as a result, they struck out too much. They didn't hit any. They didn't get the hits with runners in scoring position. I think Wells needs to be dropped in the lineup. Honestly, I Wells needs to get it together. I don't know what's going on with him, but and and honestly, Volpe, I with Volpe starting to hit a little bit, I would give him some time as a leadoff guy. I would try him at leadoff for a few games, see what he can do with it. He's fast. He is a typical guy you want as a leadoff hitter. He can if he can get on base, he can. And the Yankees have to utilize his speed. That's the one thing that the Yankees never do. You have the fastest guy on the team, and you have him not steal a base. Why?
I see Shad jumping on board. I'm going to bring him up, add him to the stage. Hey, Shad, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Did you have a long night at work last night?
No, actually, it was off. It's one of my off nights. But my second job might have it come in today for a few hours right during the game.
I see Mario has joined the stream. Welcome, Mario. This is Volpe's third year, right? It is.
Hey, Dev. But yeah, Volpe, I wouldn't mind trying him out at leadoff. I mean, Ben Rice has done fine in leadoff, and so has Goldschmidt, and Wells was all right, but I think Wells might be a better service in the lower part of the order. You know, bringing in runs, and
he is looking flat at the plate. When he's contacting the ball, it seems that Wells is behind the pitch. He's fouling a lot of things off opposite field or just straight missing it. His timing doesn't seem to be right. He may be tired. He may need a break.
yeah,
He's been playing a lot of games. That's for sure.
Why I think Volpe should lead off into game tonight. That's what I would do.
Now, would you go Volpe, Bellinger, Judge, or Volpe, Rice, Judge?
Probably Bellinger.
Bellinger second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rice, I would leave him. I would leave him either fifth or sixth.
Yeah,
depending on the order.
Mario comment I'm bringing up. I think that Jazz would be a good tone setter.
But Jazz might be a good piece at the bottom of the order with the speed. He might be a good number 9 hitter.
and yeah, but I also like the combination of Jazz, Volpe, and Dominguez around the same time, or just Jazz and Dominguez, just to have that double steal ability, that threat. You got speedy guys. And I like
the problem that I see with Jazz as a leadoff hitter is he strikes out a ton.
Well,
he also is what I call a one-pitch bandit. I can't tell you how many times I get frustrated seeing him swing at the first pitch and pop it up to the catcher or somewhere in the infield.
That's why I would put him in the lower half of the order.
Yeah, you could. But would you move Cabrera up to about 5 or 6, or even a 7, 8?
Maybe.
Cabrera is a streak hitter. You never can tell what you're going to get with him from one given day to the next. I mean, he had 2 hits last night, but he's shown flashes of brilliance, and then he goes into the suck. So,
You know, and the other thing is, I've noticed that it's kind of like we got a lot of speed on this team, but we don't really try to steal bases.
Yes. The Yankees need to steal bases more. They're on that. I think teams that they're making pitchers too comfortable by never trying to steal, and that has been a big problem. You want to get if you try to steal a little bit, you make the pitcher a little bit more uncomfortable. Maybe he makes a mistake, and maybe you end up with a 2-run homer or as a rally that scores a couple runs.
well, some of the things that I'm seeing is we have five people in our starting lineup that are hitting under 200.
That is
And
true.
of those five people, Anthony Volpe, Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, Austin Wells. So, part of your speed component isn't even getting on base, either the walk or the hit. So I don't think it's a question that the Yankees don't want to utilize the speed component. You actually have to have people there to utilize the speed component. Good morning, Lou. Glad to see you jumping on.
Yankees also have to work the count more. They tend to swing the majority. If you look at yesterday's game, the majority of hits went on the second or third pitch, I believe. The majority of swings. I don't remember many at bats going more than 4 pitches.
I will tell you, as I was watching the game, I was thinking last year's squad, 7-9. We were getting punch and Judy hits, putting a runner on, and then couldn't advance them. Didn't have productive outs. Situational hitting wasn't there, and the strikeouts were definitely there. Like I said, we struck out 12 times last night. 45% of our outs were strikeouts,
and 3 double plays.
Oh yeah.
Well,
although one of the double plays, the Goldschmidt double play, I don't care who you are. He took a standard lead and a line drive got hit at the first baseman and he came up.
Yeah, I'm not finding fault.
That's different. A line drive double play is different than a conventional.
Those are hard because your instinct is to start going, and then it was a laser, and it was caught, and it's caught by the first baseman, so you're a lame duck
as he's going towards the bag. So,
right.
So you're a dead duck.
Yeah.
Another comment from Mario. Can it be time to change hitting coaches or to reach out to the coach?
Maybe. Anyway, I just said no. I have to go, so I'll talk to you later. I'm not sure if I'll be available on Thursday. So.
All right.
Well, I appreciate the time that you spent here, and thank you very much.
Bye.
All right.
Like I says, anytime you can contribute, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Some of the questions that I have. The Guardians yesterday DFA'd Tristan McKenzie. Currently, he was coming off of injury during spring training, and his ERA was in the 11s. He's in his ARB years, and his contract is ballpark $1.9 million, I think. He may have 2 more years of ARB left. Is that a player that the Yankees should reach out and try to acquire? Hopefully Matt Blake can turn him around. He tends to be able to pull the best out of players. But McKenzie was a high-velocity pitcher. He is a positive type player and seems to have good rapport in the locker room. Our starting pitching is in the suck right now. And personally, I am not that confident in Clark Schmidt. I am not thinking that he is going to return to his form when he was.
No, as I said last night, he's pretty much in spring's training mode because his spring was mainly dealing with when everyone else was in spring training, he was still dealing with the shoulder issues and the back issues. And so then you have him do a ramp up in abbreviated spring and minors while he's rehabbing. So he's still got to figure it out. So I wasn't expecting too much from him other than the basic keep us in the game. But unfortunately, a 3-run shot and a back, a solo homer kind of just put the nails in the coffin early.
All right, bringing up a comment from Lou. This is Volpe's third year. How long do we extend the olive branch? Well, Lou, we have Volpe for 3 more years. This is his first year of arbitration. So he's controllable. If you're thinking about replacing him at shortstop, I don't think that we truly have anyone who is major league ready that's going to do a better job with regard to hitting. I mean, Oswald Peraza on the team right now is a
yeah. Yeah, Volpe, I don't know. I mean, he's been solid defensively. His offense has been streaky, and he's starting to warm up. Depending on how he does in this season, as it's a make and break year for him, we still got to be patient with him. I want to see more consistency at the plate this year than previous years, where how long did the streaks last? You know what I mean? Or can he rebound and when he does get in these slumps and not have prolonged ice streaks? But right now, his defense he's doing all he can to ask that you can ask of him. He's making plays, and then he's also spoiled because the 2 first basemen that he's had up here. He had Rizzo, who was a platinum, 4-time Gold Glover and a borderline Hall of Famer, and then you got a surefire Hall of Famer in Goldschmidt with a Gold Glove.
Lombard is Lou. Lombard is at high A right now. The way he is projecting, we won't see him available for a major league roster till 2027 possibly. So he's a couple of years away from being a viable option at shortstop, and that's one of the things that I talked about is him not being ready to come up. Another good note from Jason is they have Lombard playing third base down at high A.
Yeah,
I would imagine that Lombard is going to make his appearance probably before the All-Star break at Double A. He's still a young player. He looked very dynamic in spring training, but a lot of the at-bats he was taking at-bats against other minor league pitchers, not truly the frontline people. And his defense is solid. There's not a doubt there. He has an incredible glove, a strong arm. So he's capable of being a third baseman or shortstop. And the Yankees may have him penciled in as the long-term solution for third base, since we haven't truly had a third baseman born and bred until since Gio Urshela left the team, since we traded him.
Right.
So
I think that Cashman with Volpe, I think Cashman is pretty much set on him being our shortstop long term. Now the question is, how does he develop further into, you know, above average?
Well, if you're looking at Volpe's defensive metrics, he's top. He's one of the top shortstops in the league defensively. If you look at his hitting, he's in the lower 20%. How does he get that combination together? I have no damn idea. Is he
But I
capable
mean,
of being a 260, 270 hitter? I'm not even sure about that.
yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
that
but
there are aspects of his game that he could improve on. He seems to be swinging with his swing rate is much higher than his last year, and hence he's getting the hard contact that he didn't have and is hitting home runs. Do we need Volpe to be a home run hitter? I don't think so. I think we need Volpe to be a table setter, utilizing some of his speed, perhaps. One of the things that I see from the Diamondbacks shortstop, Gerardo Perdomo, he came into the league and he is a fine glove man, but he hit like shit. And something that he's incorporated in his game, and he is a speed guy also, is he will drop a bunt down at any given point to either bunt for a base hit or advance runners, productive type outs. Is that something that Anthony Volpe could do? I think so. He's not utilizing that aspect of his game. I think it would cause pitchers to pause on him. It was the game yesterday or day before yesterday in Tampa, where the fastball high in the strike zone, he was completely behind on. They came out and just were throwing straight heat at him, and he couldn't catch up to it.
yeah,
So I
I
think
mean that is one thing.
the major league pitchers have got sort of a book on him on how to pitch him to keep him off the plate.
Right.
Now it's time for Rawson and Volpe to figure out how to counter that, because it's time for them to make adjustments to him. And the torpedo bat ain't going to do it.
No. And then you can't really use your speed if you can't get on consistently. And Volpe's a guy that what I would want to see from him consistently, his defense is fine. Like you said, he's top in the league, or one of the top shortstops in the league defensively. But offensively, if he can get on, steal me 30 bags, 20 to 30 bags a season, create, pressure on the pitcher, and then just get on. And even if it's 250, let's say he only can get his batting average to like 250. I'd be okay with it as long as he can be consistently getting on. And I would love to see more push and bunt, but down either push bunt or sack bunts, hit and run type deals. I mean, you remember Chuck Knobloch, right? When he was with us before he started 20 feet up and into 20 feet in the stands, whatever. It was like he could hit you occasional leadoff home run, but he would always do a bunt, especially when like the lineup would turn around. He would bunt, he would hit and run, and he just created a deal. And then Jeter, who wasn't as fast as Knobloch, but he was still fast, would do hit and run. And there you go,
those are aspects of the game that have changed drastically since uh, the adaptation of analytics. Analytics has dictated that you don't ever give an out away. So hence, stealing has become less prevalent. Hence, the change in the rules where the limit the amount of times that a pitcher can throw over to first base, and also increase the size of the bag, which makes it easier for them to steal a base. I'm reading a couple of comments here. One from Lou. Peraza is a better defender, and they don't give him a shot at all. Lou, I am not going to disagree with you. I am a huge Oswald Peraza fan and thought that he should have been the starting third baseman this year. The Yankees have complained about not having a true a shortage of right-handed bats in the lineup, and
Peraza's a righty.
although he is a streaky hitter, I don't think that there is a better glove man throughout the organization metrically than Oswald Peraza. So
yeah,
him at shortstop, him at third base, I don't have an issue with.
and
Bring up a comment from Mario. Back in the days when hitters were struggling, hitting coaches right away had a conversation with the batter. Has this gentleman done that again? Just a fan.
From the dugout, sometimes when you see the camera thing, it seems that he has little conversations with, James Rosen has a periodical, conversations with the hitters with adjustment. I think a lot of what he's working with them is in the batting cages, what we don't see, and behind closed doors, because during the game, and the variable is how the pitching been, and all he can really do that we see is talk adjustments. Now, the question is, are the players implementing his advice? Or are they still trying to press and do what they think, get in that box, and all they're thinking is, I got a homer, or whatever. And yeah, it's the hitting coach can. No, go ahead.
Rawson has been our hitting coach for 3 seasons now? 2 seasons.
Lawson, because remember they fired Lawson halfway through 2022 or whatever, and then Sean Casey, or in 2023 they fired Dylan Lawson, and then Sean Casey came on halfway through the season, but then stepped away in the off season, and then they hired James Rosen.
Well, you're looking at the components of our lineup, and our guys just aren't hitting. You have people like Aaron Judge who have personal hitting coaches who's relying probably more so on that information. There are several other players that have used Judge's personal hitting coach. So it may be time to move on because he's not, Rawson may not be understanding the dynamics of what the team is actually trying to accomplish with the bats that we have. And truly, this isn't a power team anymore. Not with Giancarlo Stanton being on the shelf, Soto walking away, the decline of Rizzo's bat. He was a power bat for us. And, so you've lost some key home run hitting capabilities. You have players like Jazz who are swinging out of his shoes, and he's hitting home runs with his torpedo bat, but is that where his game truly lies? Probably not. He is better served, and the team is better served with Jazz being able to get on base and disrupt pitchers with his speed game. So hence,
now my question is,
if you look at some of the other teams like the Red Sox and the Diamondbacks, they disrupt games with speed. Their philosophy is that speed kills, and they mess pitchers up, forcing them to throw bad pitches. Not necessarily the home run, but decent shots where runners will take the first to third trip or score from. We've seen Jazz score from first also on decent hits.
Yeah, and my question though, if we were to move on from Rawson, would you go with a respected veteran, old-time hitter, professional, or would you go with some guy that understands analytics but doesn't really have the player resume?
Well, analytics, in my personal opinion, isn't the key to hitting success. There are aspects that analytics should be used on. Tendencies for pitchers, for instance, where they throw, being able to make adjustments to that, outfield play. Hitters, I mean, the first fundamental rule of hitting is solid contact on the ball. And at this point, we're not doing that. We're not even coming close to doing that. In the old days, if a hitter was in a slump, what you would see is they would choke up on the bat. Hitters today seem to be looking at an analytic chart and looking for swing zones. If the ball is somewhere close to it, they swing. If the ball is not, they don't swing. That's why you see a lot of strikeouts looking, which is one of my aggravating things as a fan. I hate looking at a ball come right across the middle and you get jelly legs. You don't even make an attempt.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do remember that I used to always see, like, even guys like Brocious and others that would choke up on the bat, especially with the 2-strike approach.
Well, Rizzo was famous for it. That's how he dropped his strikeout rate so drastically is choking up on the bat. And Rizzo generally, until the later part of his career, was a dead pull hitter. Well, he started rolling his top hand over and would take the ball to the opposite field. Didn't have to make solid contact, just contact to push the ball. I see that Stephen B has joined the stream. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here and supporting. There are things that we can do a lot better to improve our situations with the team. Last year, we were very bad when it came to facing left-handed pitchers. That's why we faced so many of them. We made adjustments with some of the additions that are hitting well. You've got players like Ben Rice, who couldn't find water if he was sitting in a boat last year after his 3 home run game. He went down, beefed up, worked all off season, and he is a freaking monster now. He is one of the highest hard hit rates in baseball. He has got a decent average. He's got decent power, just good all around player. The problem that we have with young Ben Rice is when Stanton comes back, where do we get his at-bats at?
Yeah, and There's a lot of things too. Fundamentally, the Yankees definitely need to improve on approach wise. Um, you know, like working accounts. My goodness, it's just too many of them. Like one pitch, two pitch, three pitch. Oh, well, pop up, foul pop. Um, or up grounder straight to shortstop, and and it would be like at the wrong times too. It would be like we got runners on second and third, less than 2 outs, and all you need to do is move the guy over and get him in, and a single to right field or left field would do the job. But you know, they get jump happy, and then they swing and they get jammed up, and then boom, sack fly. I mean the fly's not deep enough, or it doesn't leave the infield, or it's a ground ball straight to whoever.
There, I want to drop some info for everyone out there with regard to our injuries. DJ LeMahieu is supposed to begin his minor league rehab at Somerset today. Johnny Loizaga has thrown live bullpen session yesterday, and is scheduled to throw another bullpen session tomorrow, and is set to start his rehab on Saturday. Stroman still has discomfort in his knee, and he's received a cortisone injection. He's had a side session playing catch, but there's no timetable for him to start rehab. Stanton continues to feel pain in his elbows, but it's manageable. He's been hitting off the traject machine and is expected to take live batting practice sometime very soon. Luis Hill is supposed to start his throwing program on Saturday. They'll do another MRI to see recovery of his shoulder, and if all works out, he'll be starting his throws on Saturday. Jake Cousins is about to start throwing live BP. He's eligible to return from the IL May the 26th, so they're going to start working him up probably within the next 2 weeks. And Tyler Matzek, the former left-hander from the Atlanta Braves, is expected to be major league ready by the end of April. So he's got his throwing program, and there are definitely some reinforcements on the way. Not so much with regard to third base. I mean, I'm not sure what we're going to get with DJ coming back and the problems that that's going to present, but I'm sure that he will be.
Yeah. I mean, there's no guarantee that he'll foul off a pitch on the shin and go down again to injury. I'm not asking for it.
They're talking about Stanton still experiencing pain, and I'm skeptical that he's actually going to be back. I won't believe that Stanton is back until he's actually in the dugout on the list. I don't really see him playing for us this year. So there's been a lot of talk with where does Ben Rice get his at bats from when Stanton comes back. Well, the first question is, when is Stanton coming back?
Yeah, I mean they loosely selected Memorial Day as a projected time for Stanton's return, and I say loosely, operatively, because I mean there's no telling. Now, how much pain is manageable?
We
He says it's manageable, but he's still experiencing pain. But to everybody, that's a different, degree of pain.
I see that Joe from New York Yankee Media has joined us. Welcome, Joe. Drop the link if you want to join us. Feel free. I think that here's a question for you in the group out there. Devin Williams has had issues early in the season with closing out games. Luke Dreamweaver has been pretty much lights out. Do we make the switch temporarily, at least? Do we bring Warren in, or not Warren, Weaver in as our closer, and pitch Williams in situational spots? What do you think?
I think that before we do that, in about another week or so, if he continues to struggle and he can't seem to pull himself out of this struggle, then I would make the switch, at least temporarily, and have Williams as a setup man. Or right now, while this thing is, I would have them as both co-closers, meaning like two options, and have Weaver. Bring in Weaver and either have him close out the game or just set him. But if and just that basically keep the competitiveness and let Williams know that, hey, if you keep struggling and you can't right the ship, we're gonna have no choice but to ride the hot hand as closer. No spots guaranteed.
All right. And my other question is, are we going to see Yorbit Vivas in tonight's game? We brought him up. He's here short term. Quality glove. Decent bat. Are we going to see him languishing on the bench again? We did see Pablo Reyes in the starting lineup yesterday, and he did all right.
Yeah. I would hope that we get to see Vivas. I was hoping he was going to play last night's game, but they went with Reyes. Well, yeah, but also at the same time, given how the track record with Cashman and Boone, when they bring up these guys, especially for the paternity leave, they don't exactly use them. Half the time, especially when they're just bench guys and regular players.
I see Joe sitting in the background, so I'm going to bring him up.
Well, yeah. Like I said, it just. How many times have we seen them? They bring someone up off that wagon, the Scranton Shuffle, but then they don't use them. They just have them sit on the bench, and it's like,
hey, Joe.
How you doing, guys?
Welcome to the stream, brother.
Didn't want to interrupt you guys. You have a great conversation going.
But what are your thoughts, though, Joe, about the Devin Williams, Luke Weaver combo?
Oh, my feelings are Devin Williams should be 7th or 8th inning right now. I want Luke Williams. I want Luke Weaver to close. You can't even. There's not even a thought right now. I don't even want to hear it. I do have something interesting I wanted to bring up to you guys. This was a follower of the show sent me in a private note, and I looked it up, and I very well agree with him. One of the pitches to get rid of the little junk that the Yankees have right now that I think would be beneficial for Yankee Stadium and for the Yankees, believe it or not, would be Steven Matz. I think Steven Matz has really improved since he's left the Mets. He's a solid pitcher. He can come in and out of the bullpen. Yankee Stadium will ride him well. And I think that he's better than what we're seeing with even Clark Smith at this point. I don't trust Clark Smith, and I haven't. We never really discussed it, but he's not trustable at all. You never know what you're going to get out of Carrasco. Stroman, we'll see. Whatever. Warren, same thing, youngster. But a Steven Matz at 31 years old. Check out the stats the last couple of years. Strolling around all the major league teams, he would benefit. He would be a great, solid pickup. What do you think? What do you guys thought on that?
Well, I know the player. Where is he at? Is he a free agent?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, honestly, I was just looking at the stats, and obviously he's with the Cardinals, and his ERA, I believe, is like 1.12 or something close to that, and he's just been pitching very well. He had the stint in Toronto; he was okay, but since he's been with St. Louis, he's a changed pitcher. And again,
Is it
a lefty in Yankee Stadium will bowl very well for him and the Yankees.
but is this the same Mats that used to play with Orioles
With who?
on with Baltimore on the Orioles?
I don't remember him being on the
Because there
Orioles. He
was
was with the Mets.
okay, he was with the Mets, but I remember a Mats or Met some guy.
Oh, I
Was
know who you mean. That's the lefty. No, he passed away. That was that
No,
young.
Matz has played uh, 2015 to 20 for the Mets, 21 for the Blue Jays, and
Right.
22 to present with the Cardinals.
okay. Okay, I don't know why I was
Different,
mixing him
different.
up with another guy.
The one, Sean, the one that you're thinking of, he's the guy. He started out as a great rookie. Then he had a lot of problems, and I believe, unfortunately, he passed away.
Uh,
Brian
Um,
Matz, whatever his name. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name right now, but that I'm very close to it. But Ken, what do you think of Steven Matz?
Well, Matz is 33. He's not 31, so he's a little bit older pitcher. Uh, what type of duration are we going to get out of him? The questions that I have is he is another left-handed pitcher. So we're going to have Fried lefty, Rodon lefty, Hill coming back.
Hmm.
So we're going to throw
Fields,
another
right.
left. You're right. You're right. We're going to throw another three left-handed starters out there.
Why not? It plays in Yankee Stadium. You got to play to your team's stadium. See, these are the things the Yankees have not. Years ago, I know Ken, you would definitely know this. Sean, you might be. You'd have to follow the history back in the '70s. But the Yankees, their metric was get players that beat certain teams in the American League East, and they were doing that, and it was working out beautifully. And the same thing with pitching. Left-handed pitching in Yankee Stadium is beneficial. So then they stopped that, and they went into the hole for many years until we went back, little by little. But history will tell you, they got Ed Figueroa basically just to beat the Boston Red Sox, and he did it just about every time. Mickey Rivers was a thorn in the Red Sox side all the time. So I'm just picking a couple out of the blue, but now you got to play with your ballpark, and that's what teams do. Some of them do. There are exceptions, but I'm just saying. I think out of the bunch, it make in the development of Mats, I think he would bowl very, very nicely very well for the Yankees, and they would have
The
another bullpen in case Loizaga goes back down. You never know with him. The other guy that always gets hurt too. He's all muscle bound. So there's a few guys there that worry me down the stretch, and then you'll have a guy like Steven Matz who'll be out there and durable and ready to go.
well, if Matz is actually available, I'm not sure that his status is. I don't think that the Cardinals are high on pitching to begin with. That's one of the things that they were looking for during the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
The second thing is with regard to the Cardinals is we tried trading for Brendan Donovan, tried the Nolan Arenado trade, and every time we approach the Cardinals, it's King's ransom, eat all the salary, and we haven't been able to lock up on any particular deal. So I think it would be very hard for us to acquire a pitcher from them.
Yeah, well, they did give us Bader with the boot. Bader was still in a boot when we
in
traded
exchange
Montgomery.
for Monty.
Yeah.
So
and
hence we don't tend to lock up well with them. Although there are quite a few players I would love to see in pinstripes from St.
Oh
Louis.
yeah.
Oh, Donovan, Newt Barr, even
Arenado.
Ryan Helsley.
Yeah, Arenado. I mean, I'd even take Tyler O'Neill, even though he's no longer on the Cardinals, and he kind of left with the a bitter ending with that little friction with the manager. But there's other guys on that team, yeah, and but yeah, they're over the years the Cardinals pitching has been thin. I mean, yeah, you had Flaherty and you had Wainwright, but Wainwright's retired. Flaherty is now with the Tigers on his second stint with them. And Sonny Gray.
No, that's a no. That's a pass from me. That's for sure. I want him nowhere near Yankees. No way.
See, laughing out loud, Mets. The Yankees are trash. Thank you for your opinion. Most appreciated.
Well,
well, I'd rather have the 27 time world champion 27 times of trash than two times of nothing. One of luck, and one was just a miracle. So,
yeah.
if that's the case, hey, I'm glad he's on the show, and love to go toe to toe with him. But back up your words, back up everything with solid performance on your words, because bottom line is you're never going to see the championships in your lifetime, your kid's lifetime, and your kid's lifetime. So you know what? I know, Met fans hate Yankee fans, and Yankee fans, a lot of them don't like the Met fans. But before you talk trash, know what you're saying. And again, if it makes sense, great. Definitely go for it.
Well, it's an agree to disagree.
Yes.
Fans from various franchises are entitled to their opinions. That's great. Don't really do the trolling thing myself, and however, both teams have respectable records this season. The Mets are leading their division. The Yankees are leading our division. We have the Subway Series coming out in May, and we'll see who the better team is at that juncture.
Right.
Personally, the The only time that I care about the Mets is when I see them in the Subway Series and when I see them in the World Series.
Yeah,
Past that,
and we'll see.
they're not really a second thought to me. We
Yeah,
play in
we'll
two
see
different
who's playing,
leagues, two different situations.
Well, yeah,
and we'll see.
no question. And I
And
guess you
we'll,
guys have heard that the great reports on Ben Rice for tonight. So I know the lineups aren't out yet, but Ben Rice should be in tonight's lineup. It's amazing how how it changes without Trent Grissom and Ben Rice. And if you guys would have told me that in December, I would say I think we could replace them. You know what? We can't replace them right now. We just can't.
I mean,
Comment
he's what, third?
from Stephen B. Rothschild was a bad pitching guy when Sonny Gray was with us. Uh, Blake would have unlocked him further.
Good point. Very good point.
It is.
I
I mean,
I'm not sure about that one actually. Gray was somebody that we freaking coveted from the A's,
Hmm.
and when he got to us, uh, I don't think that he could stand up to the pressure of the bright lights of the Bronx. Uh,
A lot
Small
of those
venue
guys.
player.
Yeah.
pinstripes are heavy, and you got to handle the media.
A lot of those pitchers we get from Oakland, aside from Jim Catfish Hunter, have all been duds. You go through the archives. You got Kenny Holzman, although he really came from the Orioles, but he was with the A's. I mean, the list is just ridiculous. We could never get a really, we had Vita Blue for one day, and they took that away from us thanks to the commissioner and not doing the $1 million. But I don't trust anything coming out of the A's as far as pitching. Although they did give us Scott Brocious, so I can't complain about that.
Give us Scott Brocious. We got Giambi. Um,
Giambi, okay.
uh, no, and then we got Ricky
For
Henderson.
for,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
for
No.
me,
I'm mine is the pitching.
the concern with the 2025 Yankees as we exist right now is that uh, our team is not getting length out of our starting rotation. Our
Yeah.
bullpen is eating a lot of innings. Certainly not sustainable, and these guys are going to start to show chinks in their armor,
Yeah,
and the bullpen will be gotten to. We will lose games late because of that, and we are talking coming towards the end of April, and we're using the pen to record over 15 outs a game. That's not sustainable.
No. No, it's
yeah.
not.
No, it's not. And then I mean, okay, we got two guys who consistently get us into the 6th and 7th inning, and that's Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. Now the question with Rodon is, what kind of start? How many mistakes did he make in that start? Uh, was it? But he's consistently got us through the 5th, into the 6th, or into the 7th, and Max Fried, he does what he does. He even got us into the 8th last time with a no that was taken away from him in shenanigans. And
Got a comment from FJ. Do you remember Greg Cadaret?
100%. Absolutely did nothing for us. I got one even better than that, guys. You remember Eric Plunk? I used to call him Eric Kaplunk. Oh my God. He threw the ball 98 miles an hour. Could not get anybody out. Oh, what a team that was.
there
Uh,
was one Oakland pitcher I liked back in the days. And yes, Giambi was a free agent, and we did sign him. And yeah, he was a little bit past his prime at that point. Um, but that was a good sign, and we still got him from the. I mean, because he spent his whole career in the A's, and they didn't want to keep him. I don't, whatever reason, they let him walk.
Well,
But
historically, the Yankees have had great signings at first base. I mean, Giambi was a good one.
Teixeira.
I don't remember if we got Tino
Teixeira,
via trade or we signed him. Did we get Martinez via trade or was he
no, I
free
think he
agent?
was free agent.
Trade.
Oh, it was a trade. Okay, yeah.
It was a trade. Good
Yeah,
acquisition
that-
there. We had Tex, another great acquisition. And when Rizzo was playing healthy, Rizzo was a great first baseman
Yes, he
for
was.
us.
Yes, he
Oh
was.
yeah. And then was it? Yeah, we've had the guys. Yeah. But also we've had good guys at other position players from the A's and different other places. But what I was going back to, the one pitcher I would have liked to see, but I'm kind of glad we did him, would have been Barry Zito. Because when he came in the league,
Oh no.
He would have walked the ballpark in Yankee Stadium.
I know, I
Oh,
think it was
oh, yeah.
perfect that pitching Coliseum, because outside of the Coliseum,
That's what you call bait
Well,
eating.
if you look at the old A's stadium, there was foul territory for days.
Mhm.
The outfield had Death Valley in left and right center. So they always employed speed outfielders, so those guys could run balls down like no freaking tomorrow. So that
Hey.
stadium played to Zito's pitching style. But
Mhm.
you put Zito in the Bronx, he's not getting those foul outs. That shit's in the
No.
stands. And with the short porch and right field, you can have an excuse me swing, get it up into the jet stream, and that damn ball is leaving the stadium.
Mhm.
Right.
So Zito
But,
would have been horrible in the Bronx.
but no, but my one favorite play though with the A's, not player, but the play and the Coliseum is that 2001 ALDS when Shane Spencer dug it out of the corner and he threw it in and Jeter out. You know, he rustled a wild throw and then he shoveled it to Posada and got Giambi out, who tried not to slide, who chose not to slide. Had he slid, I don't know if Posada would have tagged him in time.
Yeah,
Well,
that
that's-
basically that changed the whole series. No question about that. And Jermaine Dye getting hurt.
All right, folks.
Yeah.
We have been on this stream for about an hour. So I'm going to shut it down here shortly. We have Joe from New York Yankees Mania, who will be doing a pregame for us for this evening's event. Game time is 6:10, I believe. And for the viewing audience, it's available on MLB TV and I think the Yes No.
Correct.
Joe, what time are you planning on running your pregame?
I have it on for everyone in writing actually this time. 5:15. You guys are more than welcome. I'll be sending the links out.
Okay. And for those of
All
you
right.
that are out there watching in the background or in the stream, sign up to Joe's channel, New York Yankee Mania. You get some great perspective from an old-time Yankee fan with historic knowledge. Very smart baseball guy. Listens to everyone's opinion and generally runs a real good program. So I recommend signing up for New York Yankees Mania.
Thank you, sir.
For me, I may be on for his pre and post games. He does that for the series. He has early morning news, breaking news reviews for early risers heading to work. give you something to listen to. Good stuff, hopefully. For here, I am going to be doing another preview for our upcoming series on Thursday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that as a video or a live stream, but I do have my open panel show on Thursday at 10. Final word, Sean.
Yeah, we're gonna bounce back tonight. I got a good feeling that we're gonna come out swinging, and we're gonna win, and then hopefully, take advantage of that rubber match on Game 3 on Wednesday, and roll out Cleveland with a series win.
Joe?
Basically, final thoughts and thank you. Just big bounce back tonight, especially with a day game tomorrow. Yankees are notoriously not the greatest daytime club, especially sometimes Wednesdays and Sundays. But I'm looking for a big game from Aaron Judge tonight. He's going to come out. He's definitely, in my opinion, one home run you could take to basically take it to the store, and I think he's going to have a very very big game tonight. So I'm looking for that, and hopefully Mr. Warren will give us at least 5 1/3, and I'm calling for a win tonight, and we can discuss that too a little bit later on, guys. So thank you for having me, Ken, as always. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys soon. And you guys have a great day, whatever you're doing.
You too, Joe. Thanks. For those of you who haven't, please hit the like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you enjoy the content, think that other people out there can get some value out of what we're doing here, please share this channel with them. I appreciate all of y'all consistently showing up and the support that you have given me and the ugly truth. I want to thank Jonathan, Sean, and Joe for coming up on the stream today. Most appreciated, and I appreciate the active comments that have been going on in the stream. If there are any questions that you may have after, drop a comment, and I will do my best to answer it. And I am going to close with "Let's go Yankees."
Let's go
Have
Yankees.
a great day, guys.